All right. So more spoilers came. I should have done this a long time ago. It is like about to be 4 in the morning. Tomorrow we have Magic pre-release, so I'm up late anyways. But we kind of have to, or I kind of have to prep myself too for being up because we'll probably end around 5 or so. So I'm like, I gotta get to this video. It's been a lot going on. Destiny came in, Magic pre-release stuff. Just a lot of stuff. But I saw these. I saved them on my phone. I didn't read them. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll be surprised when I read it. And but one of my good friends who plays, and he's a really good player at my shop, and we have a really good time playing against each other. I like to get competitive with him. I think it's fun because he can handle a loss. I can handle a loss. I will, complain about it because I feel like it's a little bit much. He doesn't really build cheese, but he just does a lot of synergy, which is good. But for me, sometimes it's a bit overkill for me. For example, today we did. He had Star Trek, and they just have so much weird different things they do, and it just didn't let me do a lot of stuff. And there's ways to heal, there's ways to do this, but there's like 20 freaking guys on the map. It's ridiculous, but that's a good example because two things. Number one, I looked at these because he was telling me were all trash, and that could be his opinion. He's looking for something different than I am, I guess. God, the glare on my glasses. He's looking for something different. But he wants things to be more just like the Star Trek ones, where they're all very specific. Spock's ability, where he lets you, if you roll anything over a 5, you at least get a 7, stuff like that. And also, that made me look at these ahead of time, so I kind of know already what these do. So I had to kind of rant back and forth with him, and we'll just take a look at them, and I'll go through how I feel about it. Again, I'm not professional. This is just based on my opinion. I love talking about Heroclix. I love talking about pieces. So when people have been commenting back and stuff, I'll get back to commenting. I've been reading everything. I appreciate everybody, messaging me and stuff like that. But I love talking this stuff. So this is like, for you just to hear another person's opinion. Okay, for example, this and the reason why I brought that up too about playing Star Trek is because he thought these would have things like that, like crazy little things. So first of all, this was a chase. He said it's just boring. Um, he said it's just there. It's not really nothing crazy, which I kind of understand, but I look at it overall. First of all, it's Mr. Sinister. Awesome. Glad we got Mr. Sinister. I'm trying to hope we don't get the glare on there. He has Age of Apocalypse, Horseman of Apocalypse, which is great. I'm excited for that. Scientist, real name, Essex. All right, so we got traded shape change. Now, trading isn't as exciting as it used to be because the fact that we can outwit traits now, which kind of sucks. I mean, depends on which side you're on. But yeah, definitely this would be way more exciting if it was the days where we couldn't outwit traits. Because traded shape change is such a great thing. We got the Survivor of the Age of Apocalypse for now. So it seems like all the chases will have this. It's not bad. It's not the greatest mechanic. It's not like, oh man, this is going to be great. Only 2 white boxes of a special white box, which is Stealth Sidestep. At the beginning of your turn, you can place Mr. Sinister adjacent to a friendly character within 6 squares. If you do, he can't make an attack this turn. So, so it's the sidestep. You place him within 6 squares. If you do that, he can't make an attack. Because Lurking Manipulator, it's stealth sidestep. At the beginning of your turn, you may place Mr. Sinister adjacent to a friendly character within 6 squares. If you do, he can't make an attack. I guess since we're placing him, they have to say he can't make an attack. Or I really don't get what the point of that is. Maybe you guys can fill me in. because you may place Mr. Sinister adjacent to a friendly character within 6 squares. If you do, he can't make an attack this turn. So I guess a friendly character... No, because I was about to say, you move your friendly character to you, but he goes adjacent to a friendly character within 6 squares. So he moves, he does have sidestep, but if you do, he can't make an attack that turn. I wouldn't think he can make attack anyways, because that's basically just him moving next to him. I don't get what the bonus is from that. I guess, okay, so now that I'm looking at the beginning of your turn, they're making it so he could use leadership is what it looks like. So that's kind of cool. Nothing crazy. So far as the powers go, only thing I really care about is the shape change traded. That's awesome. Then look at the dial. The dial is not bad. 8 with that weird movement thing, it's not the greatest. I'd rather that been running shot. We do get running shot on the 3rd and 4th dial, but they're blank. He's got pin sight first 2. No willpower or indom type thing going on here, which kind of sucks. He does have invincible. He does have leadership. He does get a wit, and he has prob. Eventually gets a regen. Very odd dial, the decision they made for the dial. Now, do I agree that this isn't like a crazy complex chase? It's not. It's not very flavorful when it comes to Mr. Sinister. This one I don't mind as much because the cost. It's 100 points. Pin Psych first dial, leadership first dial, 18. Invincible, which Invincible has been like amazing lately. It's just been so good. You have a range of 6. I mean, you still got the little cool Survivors Apocalypse thing, but the shape change is really huge. If they outwit that, cool, you're gonna have your Invincible and your Pin Psych. And if they outwit your Invincible, you still got your shape change. So I think for what he does, I'm hoping maybe we'll have other characters that will make him fun to play with. Right now, I don't know what I would do with him. I wouldn't even put him on a scientist team, but that's not me saying he's bad. That's just, there's other scientists I'd put in front of him. But it depends. If it's a bigger build, I mean, 100 points isn't bad for all what he can do. He does, like, 3 damage. I mean, I guess he could have done more. We're thinking of Mr. Sinister. He's more of a puppet string kind of guy that does those kind of things. So definitely they could have made him more flavorful in this aspect, but at the same time, this one I let slide because of decent stats for 100. This isn't a 200-point click. It's a 100-point click. Looks like it could do what it needs to do. It's there to move around, get next to people, leadership. It's a very tactic piece, and I don't think that we'll see meta with it or anything like that, but we'll definitely be fun to play with, especially if we get more Horsemen of the Apocalypse. That's really awesome. Age of Apocalypse, I don't know if we'll do anything with that, but yeah. So I mean, my take is it's a decent figure. I don't think it's like the greatest thing ever, like by far. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. It's good. It's a pretty badass sculpt. Hopefully they all stay true. I know Scott Porter has been opening them, and all the supers look really good. And not to mention with Scott Porter, I was gonna do one every day talking about what he opened, but by this point today, I didn't even watch this today, but he's already gone through so many good ones. I want to talk about a ton of stuff. I'm a huge Generation X fan, and the fact that we have that, oh man, I'm so stoked for that, which will bring us to Emma. But yeah, so we'll get to all those ones at the end of the week. Tomorrow will be the last day for it. I don't know if he opened up his Chase or his Prime today, so I'll be able to know, after this, after I get ready for a bed, I'll probably watch it. But yeah, Mr. Sinister, for a chase, yes, he's not the greatest thing. For the point cost, I think he's not too shabby. So, people may want a more, like I said, I'm banking money right now that Cyclops is going to be probably the best chase in this set. I can't guarantee he'll be in it, but I'm telling you, if they do him, I just have a feeling. I have a really good feeling. But yeah, I don't think he's like garbage or anything. It's just I think like what my buddy expected a lot more, and to be honest, people overlook Mr. Sinister a lot in the Age of Apocalypse storyline, so he's not someone I think people are really comic fans are aching for to see made. Now here's Old Man Logan. With Old Man Logan, he wanted him to be like very like badass and stuff, but here's what the thing is. This is Old Man Logan at these are the final days. This is, you know, an old man Logan. We had the other old man Logan. He did a lot of crazy, funky things. He was very high cost back then. You know, we're in a different time. The cost. This is a super rare. Um, Real name Logan. X-Men in future kind of bums me out. He doesn't have like Avengers and stuff like that because, granted, yes, I know this is an Avengers set, but this Logan has lived a life that he was on the Avengers for at least we know. I mean, and what I'm curious about, the longest road trip once per game, if a friendly character that can use this trait is KO'd, an opponent's starting area, you may take an extra turn after your next turn. That's really interesting. I don't know how that's going to work, but I want to know who else is getting this. This is a trait. I can't see them throwing Hawkeye in here. There may be an old Emma. I mean, there wasn't too many X-Men. Wolverine killed all the X-Men. So I don't know. The regen ability is great. People again will be like, he's healing for one less, blah blah blah. The only time it's gonna be a bummer is when you roll 2. And well, I think with the regen you have to at least get minimum 1, right? Unless they minus you from that, I'm not sure how they'll do that. But my thing is, this is old man Logan. This is old Wolverine. His regen is not up to par. That's the way it is. It's very flavorful. They're doing the right thing. He has empower adjacent friendly characters, or at least points can use combat reflexes if they already can modify their defense +1. That's pretty. I mean, again, I know this is super rare. We want something crazy for it, but that's pretty stellar, man. Get someone else in there while he's in there digging on someone. God, man, you could do some crazy stuff. Like let's say you got a Shredder clone sitting there next to him. You have Empower with it. It's crazy, even though I think Shredder clone's got blades. But anyways, I mean, you get someone in there that can charge a Colossus or something. You could do some work, and if they have combat reflex already to get +1 their defense, that's I think that's kind of cool. I mean, it's not like mind blowing, but I think that's awesome. And if not, they get combat reflexes, so it helps them protect while you are swarming. Now, here's the thing that I like, or I actually am very impressed. This is a 7-click down with regen all the way through. Okay, I get it's -1 or whatever, but you can regen so much on this. Any turn. You don't gotta have 2 tokens, 1 token, any turn. It's no free action one, which we've seen before, but this is good. It's still good. You get knocked down to your 4 regen and go right back up, you know? I think what's the biggest thing is 1 through 3, he has 12. He has 11 until 7. 11 attack with the exploit on those ones. That is bananas. There's not Wolverines. I mean, I'm a huge Wolverine fan. My shop is called Best There Is. My son is Logan. I'm a huge fan. And my thing is, looking through all the Wolverines, you want a really unbeatable, strong Wolverine because he's a never give up guy. And I think the Headmaster one's not bad. I'll have to play him to see how it feels. But this is a proper representation of the old man Logan we have right now in the series that we see on the picture on the back. Now, if we had the mini series Old Man Logan, I do think it'd be a little different. You wouldn't have Blade's claws. He never popped his claws out during that whole storyline. He'd be a little more in the background kind of guy. He was chill. I would make his style a lot different. At the end, it'd be total berserker rage. The Old Man Logan we saw that had to fight the Hulk. That's exactly where we go. But this one is fitting perfect to the one we have right now. The one that is in the X-Men comics, and he's part of the teams right now. In our time right now, not in whatever you want to call that world that Old Man Logan was from. The fact that he's got 12 blades on his first 3 are crazy. That's my whole point. Is the 12 and the 11s. Most Wolverines, look at your Wolverine cards. I don't think many will go to 12. I think Days of Future Past one might go to 12, and I think the Avengers vs. X-Men one at full, which is a hell costly. Like I think it's like 200 to play. And then they deplete almost down to I think 10 or 9. You know, and depending if you go further back, yeah, that's gonna happen. But this one, your minimum, your last dial on 7 click, you got super senses to get out of it. You have regen, and then you got still 11 attack. There's no moving attacking and stuff like that. I get that. It does kind of suck that you have a charge on one dial and sidestep, sidestep. This is where you're gonna need Jean Grey in there. Get some TKs going on. He's getting tossed. I mean, this is a character you need to get tossed into the mix and just whooping up and taking a beating. That's what Logan does. And here's the kicker: 75 points. I mean, come on. Like, how can we get mad at that? 75-point Wolverine with regen traded. All right, regen traded. Then this wonky ability, the longest road trip. We'll see how that works. If a friendly character gets KO'd in an opponent's starting area, you take an extra turn after your next turn. So do you literally get to, like, my turn, my dude dies in the starting area, I clear, then I get to go again? That could get broken. That could get broken so bad. But again, it is the longest journey or the longest road trip. You have to get away over there. So we'll have to see who else has this and if it's worth it. I mean, there's times where you're fighting and you're in the middle or you're a little bit closer to the starting area. Shoot, there might be a time you know your person's gonna die, and this is if they're KO'd. Doesn't mean by damage. If you put him over there and just let him push himself, or whoever it is, if it's Old Man Logan or whoever, you get to do 2 turns in a row. That's crazy. I'm sorry. This is a good piece. This is actually one of the better pieces I've seen. It's solid for 75 points. I don't know what people are talking about. If they do down it, it's solid. Yeah, it's no real special pizzazz, but Old Man Logan's nothing fancy. Old Man Logan's Logan. And that's the way it is. The White Queen. Interesting they don't use Emma Frost. When she was in Generation X, I can't remember, I don't know if I read this far or this comic on the back is showing, but I'm super stoked for Generation X. I mean, I don't know if anyone's around my age, I'm in my 30s. The Fox played like a really bad Generation X movie, but I really got into the comics after that. It was a horrible movie, but I wanted to check it out. Jubilee went on the team. It was a big deal because she left the X-Men. No, this is during the 90s cartoons and stuff like that. So they were experimenting with so many different things, and this book was just so good. And Emma and Banshee working together. Emma wasn't really trusted. They had this weird chemistry together. I love the fact that Skin was like a Mexican dude, and there's never a mutant I saw that was named, or a mutant that was a Mexican. And granted, there was, but it's just, to me, it was, Angelo was very, I knew it. And I liked he called girls chicas all the time and stuff like that. It was just funny. But the team was great. And, we already got Sync. They have Penance. Oh my god, I love Penance. Monet, which we've had in before. We've had Husk before, but we got her again. But just seeing these other characters come, like Mondo, oh my god. That's a plot twist. I mean, this is from 94. Mondo turned on the Generation X, but his abilities were really cool. He was on the movie, made for TV movie, and he was interesting. But cool powers, absorbing ability type thing. But this is a big deal to me. I'm very happy. It's a super rare, so I think we already seen the Headmaster Emma Frost. This one, hands down, is amazing. Like, I'm gonna play Generation X. I wish we had so many keywords because it's gonna get boring to play the same exact ones and not get to mix up. So I don't think we have that many. I'm just hoping. Again, I don't watch Scott Porter's video today. We get Chamber, please. Chamber was so cool. I hated he shined over everyone, but his ability would be awesome in here. And the villain Implant, I think his name was. I would love to see Implant. Hopefully they do that. And there was another thing with Orphan something. I don't know. But so this one, she gets to work with Generation X. Leadership perplexed, but only to target Generation X. A lot of the Generation X are really low cost, but they do really fun things. And again, I'll get into that in a whole nother video. She has mind control, sidestep, stealth. Great. I like all those. I wouldn't mind a TK thrown in there, but that's already quite a bit. Then she got empowering enhancement. I love that ability. I love that ability. Like Dr. Fate has it where you choose one or the other. One has, like, if You have both, I think, for another Dr. Fate I've played before. That ability is great. With the White Queen, when White Queen uses either power, she can instead affect friendly characters within 3 squares that share a keyword. Dr. Fate does a similar thing, but his is Aura, I believe, and he's 40 points in the just Joker's Wild set. So that's her top 2 clicks will have that, and her top 3 clicks have the mind control, sidestep, stealth. Then she gets her 50-pointer, which isn't bad. ESD, precision, we have outwit, and it looks like just a plain old mind control, which isn't bad. But this lady, pick the right terrain, she's not gonna get touched. I mean, she's got stealth, mind control. Oh my god, she's just really good. I like the super senses. She's Endom. I mean, come on, a 50-point. I get it, 3 clicks, whatever. But Endom, that's great. She has the outwit, then she gets that on her 2 last ones. I mean, this is a really good piece. This can do a lot of work. She has the X-Men keyword, which isn't bad. It's gonna. I don't know if it will replace the Emma that gives the +1 to everybody, because that one's really good from the Uncanny X-Men set. And you always can go diamond form, and sometimes that's a mistake, which I learned that they score the person you bring in, so that sucked. But I don't know if it'll replace it, but it's definitely gonna be a decent filler, especially for 50 points. Great filler for 50 points. But I will be playing her 100% in Generation X team. I cannot wait to play in Generation X team with these people. Solid dial. This one's been really good. She's a super rare prime. Super rare primes are always like the big, hard to get, ones that go for a lot. I think she does nothing too crazy to make her be very valuable, but at the same time, no offense to anyone that loves the Harley Green Lantern Super Rare Prime, that one I think is trash next to the Red Lantern Prime, Red Black Lantern. Like, if you play them and look at them card to card, how they play, the red and black one is eons better than it. I've seen it played in person. I've played it. My friends have played it. The only the only thing that has going for it is it's Green Lantern, and there's Green Lantern fans out there that want it because it's Harley as a Green Lantern. Other than that, I mean, come on, there's no way you can argue it. There's no way if you look at them both side by side. So this might be one of those ones that is decent, because the green one's decent, but I think the original Harley's better. But the prime still goes for 40, 50, or whatever. So sadly, if you don't pull this, I still believe it may go up, just because of the rarity. But hopefully, fingers crossed. I haven't seen all the primes. We saw the Magneto. Wasn't too crazy about that. Hopefully, all the primes aren't super crazy good, because then this will be my main one out of the prime set. And the other primes, they can just kick rocks until they drop value and stuff like that. But this one, just because I love Generation X so much, I'm super excited and I'm pumped for that. And this is the way you got to do it. And I mean, the one thing I don't like is, okay, so I love, if you read the Superior Foes comic, the Superior Foes Spider-Man set gave you all the goofy guys. You had Overdrive, I'm sorry, that was a great piece. Then we had everyone else, Boomerang, Shocker, Beetle, all that stuff. You were able to make that team. That was great. You can make that team and play it. So I can make the Generation X and play it just like that. But those ones I can break off and use Boomerang for Thunderbolts. I can use Shocker with, I believe, Sinister Six. They had all these different things. So that's one thing that kind of sucks about this, is playing with Generation X. I think that's it. Like Skin, Mondo, and all them, that's all they're going to be able to play. So that's the only bummer about it. But other than that, I'm super excited. This is an awesome piece. Out of all the pieces shown, I would say this is probably my favorite, by maybe a smidge above Old Man Logan. And I'm a big Wolverine fan, but that Wolverine, or the Old Man Logan, is really cool. I like the one a lot. That's a must for me. And then Mr. Sinister, I say, would have to be my least favorite out of all those. So I hope this isn't a set where there's only like 3 chases. that we would want, which is good and it saves us money. But it's always nice to see a nice full set. But I mean, we just got that with the Harley set. All those chases were really cool. I remember people all like not thinking Grail was good, and I've seen people do work with Grail. You just don't let her get to those last clicks. Don't let Grail get to those last clicks. You got to keep hitting her and hope you go all the way through. I've beaten her before, and that's what you have to do. But if she gets those last clicks off where it's damage every turn, ugh. More stuff for us to get into another time. But anyway, so that's that. We'll talk about more stuff. We'll talk about Scott Porter stuff after Friday, which is actually this is 4 in the morning. Ugh. But I'll be back and go over all what he unboxed and talk about what, get more into Generation X and all my excitement over it and what else he opened. I'll have to watch what he opened up Thursday, which I feel like is today still because I'm still up. But yeah, we'll have to see what that is, and then tomorrow's the last day. So hopefully we'll get a primer chase and not be one of the ones we revealed. Hopefully something new. But till then, see you guys. Thank you everybody for watching. If you did watch and commenting, all that, appreciate it. We're still moving, still getting bigger. Be patient. We will. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're gonna start having guys going to conventions soon, recording content. It's awesome. But till then, till the next video, I should say. We'll see you guys.